I'm Dr. Deepthi, and we are studying different concepts from maths under the heading Decreations Mathematics. From the last episode, we have been discussing about the topic of matrices, which is a very important topic in linear algebra. In the last episode, we understood what exactly are matrices, how do they look, their structure, and also their applications to our life. And we understood that they are very, very important and they are not just abstract structures in mathematics. In fact, they have several applications. Now we know that a matrix looks like this. So you have rows as well as columns. Let us say that there are m number of rows and n number of columns. So it is a m by n matrix, and each of these is called a matrix element. So 1 is a subscript. First one comes from the row number and next one comes from the column number. So in this manner you can have the whole matrix. Now here you can see that 1, 3, 5, etc. are the elements from the first row. So here you can call them A11, A12, A13 and so on and so forth. We also saw how we can actually represent data using a matrix. So we had given an example of a fruit box whose net weight is given here. There are 3 different boxes, and the number of fruits of different kinds were given by a certain matrix, and these were the unknown weights. So if you want to see it in detail, you can see the previous episode. But this was just to remind you of a structure of a matrix. Now if you want to do some algebraic operations such as basic operations of addition, subtraction and scalar multiplication. Mind you, there is matrix multiplication which is not right now shown in this episode. We'll have a next episode which talks about multiplication of 2 matrices. So right now we'll concentrate on the operations of addition, subtraction and scalar multiplication. Let us look at addition of 2 matrices. Please understand that the same thing will apply to n number of matrices as well. The basic logic, the basic rule, the basic procedure remains the same. So consider that there are 2 different matrices. This could be matrix A and this could be B. And when you are adding these 2 matrices, what essentially you need to do is you have to add the corresponding elements. So if A11 has to be added to B11 to give you the net element A11 plus B11, and so on and so forth. This will happen for each and every set of elements. So here there is an example to illustrate it. We have taken simple matrix 2 by 2 matrix, and there are 27 and 16 are the elements in the first row and 64 and 4 are the elements in the second row. Similarly, there is one more 2 by 2 matrix and the elements are 7, 0, 20, minus 2. Now, please remember one thing. If you want to add 2 matrices, you have to first check that the number of rows and columns for both have to be identical. So the order, so as to say, has to be identical. Now here both of them are 2 by 2 matrices. So looking at this rule, simply you need to add the corresponding elements. So 27 added to 7 gives you 34, 16 added to 0 gives you 16 back, 64 added to 20 gives you 84 and 4 added to minus 2 gives you plus 2. So nothing difficult about it, very very simple. Simply add the corresponding elements. This is what you need to remember. So as I said, had there been 3 matrices, the rule goes same. So it would have been say A11 plus B11, and if there was another matrix C, then you would add C11 to that. So first element would have become A11 plus B11 plus C11. and so on and so forth. So the idea remains the same. Once you understand this basic operation, you can extend it to any number of matrices. So this is addition. Now subtraction, as you will see, the rule is same. Only thing is the operation is of subtraction. But you have to consider the corresponding elements. So A11 minus B11, A21 minus B21, AM1 minus BM1. Similarly, A1n minus B1n, you can see it here, or AMN minus BMN as seen here. So again, let's take example of two matrices. Both of them are 2 by 2 matrices. That means 2 rows, 2 columns. So if I want to subtract this particular matrix from this matrix, just look at the corresponding elements. So 27 minus 7 will give you 20. 16 minus 0 is 16. 64 minus 20 is 44. And 4 minus 2 is plus 6. Isn't it very simple? So just remember the rule of corresponding elements. Now let us look at the third operation, the operation of scalar multiplication. So let us imagine that k is a scalar and it's a real number, and you are multiplying this particular matrix by k. Again, the same rule. Multiply k to each of the elements, and that is going to give you the corresponding element from the matrix, which is the scalar multiplication matrix here. So again, understand that if it's an m by n matrix, the resultant matrix after scalar multiplication is also going to be a m by n matrix. So here if you multiply it by minus 2, minus 2 into 27 is minus 54, minus 2 into minus 16 is plus 32, minus 2 into minus 9 is plus 18, minus 2 into plus 4 is minus 8. I purposely took example of a negative number so that you don't feel that this is true only for a positive scalar or something like that. This is true for every scalar which you are going to consider here, and we are right now limiting our scope to real scalars here. So I am talking about real scalars. So what is the takeaway? Given any matrix, you can add two matrices. The corresponding elements rule holds here. Same rule is applicable for subtraction of matrices and scalar multiplication of matrices. So very easy to understand. You can practice with any kind of matrices. So it's not difficult to construct a matrix, isn't it? Simply put some values in place of these elements and then you try it yourself. Alright, now in the next episode we will be talking about multiplication of matrices. A very important property, a very important subtopic that one needs to understand. Till then, keep practicing. Thank you.